Hold on to your hats, there's a typhoon of news coming your way because it has just been the New York Comic-Con.
Comic-Con, yeah.
And there is a lot of news to cover.
Day one. Only day one.
So what I'm doing is I'm leaving it to my boy, because as always it is the dad and son duo. The only 2-0 that you-o, Neo, Ko-o, blow. Why am I losing my brain all the time?
I think like the cough we have is degenerating madness.
I'm feeling a bit ill today, sorry about that. But you know what will make me feel a bit better? That f***ing jingle.
Looks like there's news a-brewing. Guess it's time for Jules' new win. Yes, mate!
That is revitalizing. I feel so much better.
Lemony fresh. Right, okay, so hit me up with what happened on day one at the New York Comic-Con, my son.
Everything happened.
Cool, right, end the news then.
That's it, all right. But no, like, so basically I'll kick off with a few things before we get into the relaunches and stuff. Action Comics is approaching its 1000th issue.
Bloody hell.
And one of the coolest things that I saw is that they're going to have, like, obviously Pete Tomasi and Jurgens are going to be continuing their run. But Richard Donner, the guy who did Superman the movie, he's going to be writing a story with Jeff Johns, sorry, the jingle clearly is its effects aren't lasting.
Play it again.
Yeah.
Looks like there's news a-brewing. Guess it's time for Jules' new win. Yes, mate!
Oh, there we go.
Right, okay, now he's feeling a bit better.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, no, Richard Donner's going to be in it. He's going to be writing stuff, and they're going to include a whole short like essays, stories from like the characters' things. So it's going to be like a massive bumper issue.
So it's going to be basically a footnote love letter to Superman and Action Comics.
I like how they're going to include the essays because for all the comic book scholars out there, that'll be a fun thing to do.
I mean, if there's one thing I love more than playing with dogs at abandoned factories, it's reading.
There we go. Two things.
Because reading is power, and power allows you to take over the world.
I mean, he's not wrong.
What's up next?
Yeah, so gonna turn over my little notey thing. Yeah, so
saucy.
Yeah, there are two relaunches coming this way as well. So the first one is going to be Milestone. I don't know if any of you
I don't know Milestone.
Milestone. You'll know Static Shock. Have you ever seen Static Shock?
Yeah.
So Milestone was a.
Oh no, I was thinking of the band Static X.
Oh right, okay.
No, I was kidding.
We're going to have a massive relaunch of Milestone. It's going to include Static Shock's going to get his new comic. Dennis Cohen's going to be drawing the art for that. And the director for the upcoming Thurgood Marshall biopic's going to be writing it, which is really cool.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, there's going to be all sorts of like a Milestone comic coming out. It's going to like basically act as a vehicle or an entry point into the main relaunch.
Now, was it really like a super successful line back in the day?
No, it was really, really popular. And
then why did it die out then?
Because DC are really awful and they don't support the creative-owned works until now. And we're also going to be getting a Vertigo relaunch.
See, again, not too familiar with Vertigo.
You'll know who Constantine is, and like Swamp Thing and all things. They basically came during that kind of imprint line of comics, and yeah, like that's really cool that they're going back to those. Because you've seen Fables and The Wolf Amongst Us? That's part of Vertigo as well. So they're going to do a massive Vertigo relaunch for the 25th anniversary.
Sick.
And yeah, that's
well, hopefully we'll get some of those into review for our weekly Panel Pals discussion.
Yeah,
in a year's time.
Yeah, and then also there was Dark Matter is getting rebranded. It's going to be called the New Age of DC Heroes, which is a new event coming out that's tying in with kind of the Dark Knight's Metal thing. You mentioned you like Mr. Terrific earlier on the week. Yeah, there's going to be a comic book series called The Terrifics, and it's going to have Mr. Terrific.
Get in there with his magic balls.
Yeah, his magic balls, and Metamorpho, who's the guy who's like squiggly wiggly and like he has different things.
He's kind of like Plastic Man.
Isn't he? Yeah, but he's like he can like take on different elements and do all that sort of thing. So yeah, that's all the DC blowout from day one.
I do have to just say, and this is a little bit tangential to our usual news pieces, we have been doing the news together now, and as father and son for what feels like 7 years.
Yeah, 7 years, yeah.
And we've never discussed what our superpowers would be if we had them.
Oh.
That has never come up.
No.
And like, I would assume that you would inherit some superpowers from me, but then again, Franklin Richards.
I know.
He he got his own set of powers.
Yeah, and then we think about Legion as well, Professor X.
So what would you have?
I don't know.
Because I would like Metamorpho's power.
Metamorphose to like be
just like be able to be all wriggly diggly, but then take on the properties. Because I take on the properties of a mad.
I mean, I know you hate Gambit, but
whoa! Like, okay, just because I mentioned it in a right. Truth be told, when it comes to comic book lists, at the very beginning, I just took them from the site.
Yeah.
I adapted them with my own personal brand, and apparently I hate Gambit.
Yeah.
I don't hate Gambit. I even say in the video, I don't hate Gambit.
Just to piss you off, I just want to have Gambit's powers.
Fine, you have Gambit's.
I'll explode all my notes and just fling them your way.
I would like to possibly maybe Nightcrawlers.
Yeah.
No, because he goes into a different dimension and he has to run, and I don't really want that. I want instant teleportation because I'm very lazy.
Blink has that. Like she creates the portals, and you could like jump in through the portal. Like,
do you know there's a rubbish version of that?
What?
Doorman. The guy who he literally has like a superpower where he can just go into the next door, like into the next room, even if it's locked.
I mean, I'm going to use that power in a second, so...
Yeah, fair one. Check it out if that person actually exists. I might have got the name wrong. But anyway...
Yeah, that's all the news.
That's all the news.
That's all bar the whole Marvel controversy thing.
Yeah, because I was going to say there's a little bit less racist news.
Yeah. The Marvel, bad. The retailer is bad.
Yeah, so if you aren't aware of this, apparently what happened is that Marvel do this thing where they have the open floor discussion, where they get to meet the retailers, and apparently a few of them came up and displayed a little bit of old school colonial racism by saying that because people like Thor was a woman and because Captain America is black, that they were turning their readers away because of that.
There was a whole thing that came out yesterday at the panel, and it was just sounded really, really ugly and really nasty, and it's just you don't want to see that at a convention. Comics should be getting away from that. Like, it's all about embracing what is wrong with having all these different people come in and have all these different people want to see themselves represented on the page. Why is that a problem? And if anything, studies show that the more diversity that's in our comics, the better they do. So,
And then Stan Lee had to come out and looking like you say, looking pretty spry for a 90s guy, and just said we don't tolerate any of that sort of stuff. The whole point is that it's meant to be for the people.
Marvel's always been about representing the world outside your window. And if people can't get their heads around that, then maybe comics aren't for them.
Yeah. I love the fact that they can accept that somebody can have the superpower to control lightning, but they can't accept that it's a woman.
Yeah, it's really
that boggles the mind a little bit.
Yeah, it does.
But there we go. That's been the news. We've been father and son, and we hope to see you soon under less racist overtones.
Yes.